You had your store set up at the front of the Hippo for Hattiesburg Last. What does it mean to you to be a part of that community and basically feel that kind of support?
Oh man, it really is.
The Hardest Street Boys, Hardest Street Boys, Hardest Street Boys, it's the Hardest Street Boys.
Like and subscribe.
Well, yeah, man. What'd you get into this past week?
So many things to get into this past week. Of course, I went to the Southern States Watch Party at the Keg and Barrel.
That was fun.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
They had tacos there. Tangaria, the food truck. Taqueria? Yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
Butchered it.
You're doing great.
But delicious tacos as well as street corn, elote. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge night. That was what, Thursday.
That was Thursday.
Really enjoyed seeing so many people out supporting soccer. Somebody who grew up here and is a huge soccer fan, because me and my parents were like, no way you're playing American football. Too dangerous. So to see this many people be into the sport is
huge
really
turnout.
Really awesome. And also to get to watch your local team play on ESPN Plus on the big
awesome.
TV in the back.
Oh, huge.
It's like, dude, this is we're really doing it for real. This is super cool. And man, I got so excited, talking to John Neal about the World Cup. We have some cool things planned.
It's on the horizon.
He's got some really cool things planned, because we play England day after Thanksgiving on Black Friday this year.
Yeah.
It's
gonna be a tough group, but yeah.
I think all of Keg and Barrel, just go ahead and park now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be insane. You should find a parking spot now for the Black Friday party, because it's gonna be insane.
Yeah, I can't wait. World Cup action. USA's back in it. Soccer. Again, we're a big soccer town.
Everyone knows it.
Yeah.
Big soccer town. Everyone knows it. You know it. You know it. You know it. You know. They all know.
They know it.
Everybody knows.
I hope they know it.
Yeah.
They better know it now.
But yeah, it's cool. It was fun, actually. I got to do some content for Southern States, actually. Put some videos together.
I saw your little post-game wrap-up for the last game they played.
Yeah, and we did a little pre-game interview with Carl, and then did a hype video with some of the players in the locker room. And it's cool, man. I'm going out on my own, not teaching anymore, so I'm getting to do this, creating content for other...
Yeah, I saw you made that announcement on social media that you're...
Yeah.
The big announcement.
I didn't even think it was really that big. Everybody's been really nice.
Yeah, I saw it got a lot of looks. I was like, look at Drew over here.
It was cool.
Stepping out.
It was cool. Yeah. Well, I think people when you do something, you just assume that person, that's what they do forever. So I was just trying to make it clear that I'm pivoting and no more teaching, and I'll still drum probably mostly with you making our music, but other than that,
because you better.
I don't. Yeah, but
you better drum with me.
Of course. But I'm not really gigging or anything. So this whole teacher drummer label I've had, is kind of changing it up. So it's cool, man. Shot some stuff. Buddy Ti helped film some interview stuff I did for Visit Hattiesburg.
Y'all were live at 5 on Friday.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was amazing. It was funny. Filming, it looks fun, and it is fun. Yeah. But you know how it is. It's not just chilling, right? You want it to look like that, but it's not. So it was a little stressful trying to figure out what would work and what would be funny, what's too much, what's just, being funny. You toe a line there. You don't want to be too I don't know. You don't want to be inappropriate, but you want to try and find that balance. So
exactly.
that was a fun thing to kind of do, and basically I just interviewed friends. I asked them about beers outside.
See, I like that. I like the people on the street interviews. I do. We got to do that at the chili cook-off. It was a lot of fun. So hopefully we can see that more in the future.
Well, we have teased that we would be, around for Downtown Crawfish Jam. And I mean, I think it's safe to say that we might be doing something like that.
Definitely.
The two of us at the Crawfish Jam. And so if you want to like maybe make it on the show and get to talk with us and like have a fun time, you got like some hot takes you want to give us.
Yeah.
Like maybe make sure you get your tickets at dcjhberg.com.
Yeah, get them early.
Because you can't buy them at the gate. You need to go and get your tickets now.
That's right.
So if you don't want to go for live music, unlimited crawfish.
All the crawfish.
I mean, there's always a limit, but you get it. And all you can drink beer.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go for those three amazing reasons,
Yeah.
get your tickets for the chance to talk with us and then make it on the show.
Yeah.
If you're funny enough.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I missed Live at 5 this week.
Yeah, why'd you miss it, Jamie?
I actually had a DJ gig lined up, you
That's
know.
good.
Last week we talked with your boy, Don King. He's a DJ, but I got to DJ a quite interesting little party, a high school reunion for the class of 1960.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I played some background music while they hung out and talked to each other.
Bro, did they turn up?
Man, they did.
You got to watch that hip, you know.
They did. We had the ambulance on standby. A good time was had. Shout out to the class of 1960. They probably don't watch the internet.
Oh, no, they have no idea. They'll never see this.
Yeah, shout out to the Hattiesburg High class of 1960.
So you can actually talk about Ethel dropping it like it's hot because she ain't going to see this, man.
Well, actually, one of the ladies, she yelled at me to turn the music down. Turn it down! It was kind of funny.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
This party's lit.
That's when people were dancing. I was like, oh, maybe I should turn it up a little bit. They're like, no, they can hear just fine. Everybody had hearing aids.
Right. Well, and you're there mostly to like talk and catch up. I would think at that point. Yeah, but yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. 1960.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's cool, man.
That's the kind of gigs I do, you know.
Well, you're getting like your DJ stuff it seems like it's picking up, and I'm not trying to speak out of school here, but DJ Don King says, "Oh, I don't want to do dances anymore," and I totally get that.
Yeah.
But I'm just sitting here thinking, well, who's gonna take over that mantle? And you got a guy who just got his own PA, just making grown man decisions.
It's true.
You booking
I don't know if I'm ready
gigs.
for a prom or a homecoming dance.
I think you are.
Leave it in the comments if you think I'm ready for a prom or a homecoming dance.
I think you could DJ that.
I did DJ a high
do
school
it
party.
right now.
I DJ'd a high school party at Forest County Agricultural High School once.
How'd that go?
It was different.
But I'm just saying, you could start getting those gigs, and I could. You're a great DJ. You're fun. You're popular. You're like the guy, man. Why wouldn't you do that?
I love cultivating a playlist, and I love, forcing people to listen to music that they might not want to listen to. You know, it's just part of who I am.
That's what I'm about.
You're gonna listen to this song.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyway.
No,
yeah,
I do take requests a lot of times.
You should take over.
I take a lot of requests, especially again. I like to DJ sometimes for young kid parties. Sounds weird. Like the 5th and 6th graders at Sacred Heart, they book me sometimes, and those kids come up with some amazing requests. Like some kid came up to me and said, "Will you play Neil Diamond?" I was like, "I'll play Neil Diamond just for you, little man."
Little 5th grader asking for Neil Diamond.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's funny.
You know?
Yeah, man, you're great. You're great for that. So if you have, a youth dance or whatever, just some kind of event or you do the oldies, literally. You just had the 1960 class reunion. You do all ages, man.
I got 40th, somebody's 40th birthday. DJ'd that recently.
Heck yeah.
Are you
DJ Massive J or are you Massive DJ when you DJ?
I don't even have a DJ name. I haven't come up with one.
Okay.
That's another thing we should.
It's the first thing you need to do.
I don't have a DJ name.
Yeah, you need a DJ name.
Yeah.
Come on, in the comments, let us know what you think Massive J's DJ name should be.
There you go.
Yeah. But and then Saturday we got to hang out. We actually ate some crawfish from South Mississippi Crawfish.
True.
Big South Mississippi crawfish, guys.
Yeah.
Huge South Mississippi crawfish.
Yeah, shout out to the fine folks at South Mississippi Crawfish out there on Old 11.
Pizza Man. I shared that Charlie Day. I've been watching a lot of Always Sunny.
Yeah.
And I just did it with crawfish. Crawfish man. Everybody knows I'm the crawfish man. I loved it. I was in such a great mood because I had crawfish. We got to hang out. We hung out outside.
Yeah.
So we had beers outside.
Yes.
It's killer.
Beautiful day.
Threw some darts.
Yeah. Did a little yard maintenance.
Little yard maintenance. Yeah. yanked a huge branch out of a tree, and no one knows what that means, but that's cool.
I will tell you, I got to enjoy crawfish a little bit last weekend. We had crawfish from South Mississippi Crawfish on Saturday, but then on Sunday, I went and tried the land shark out in West Hattiesburg. It's like a food trailer that does all kinds of boiled seafood. You got crawfish. They also do shrimp, royal reds, and lobster tail.
Wow.
And they also have catfish plates.
Dang.
So
land shark.
yeah, we
have to check it out.
Exclusive. We did that for the Signature Magazine Food with Friends article.
Oh yeah. How'd that go? Who all did that?
So Brittany Purvis does not. Brittany Purvis Vassar.
Well, she's always.
I know. Brittany doesn't like seafood, so she did not come along. But it was myself, Rob Walker, Allison Neville, and J. Evan Curry.
Okay,
and
nice.
we got down, and that food was delicious. I have to say, I was quite impressed. I have not stopped at the land shark before, but oh my gosh, they're bringing the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bringing the spice.
So you guys shot that this past week? What month of Signature? What edition?
It'll be in next month's Signature.
So in May.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, check out Rob Walker's photos. He's a killer photographer.
He is.
It was funny seeing him and Jesse Johnson were at Live at 5, and they took pictures of each other.
Yeah.
And it was like that Spider-Man meme where they're just pointing, identical Spider-Man pointing at each other. Dude, man, Hattiesburg, like, just dripping with talent.
Yeah.
I think I saw Tommy Teeple posted something like that about Kyle Bass.
Yeah.
And he used that, dripping with talent. So I'm totally stealing that from Tommy, but he's right. Hattiesburg's dripping with talent. It's legit, man.
Oh, yeah.
So cool.
Another thing I got to go do was see the steel drum orchestra.
Steel Pans.
Samizpo.
Yeah. How was that?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
They did so good.
Yeah.
Like,
So with
it was
Darren
more
and
talent.
Josanne?
Just the School of Music in general. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
The talent that comes through Hattiesburg.
And it's wild, like, steel band music is not, it's never going to be like, it's not mainstream necessarily. So I feel like it doesn't get the same attention it deserves. But as far as like quality and like execution, those performances are like, I'm sorry if our football team's not great, but there's like, that's world-class type stuff that the school is putting out. That
You're
because
not
it's
lying.
not football, or it's not one of these like very few avenues that most people pay attention to, it gets overlooked a lot.
Yeah.
So I hope people just go and check out a concert.
I was actually thinking
I know
about
everybody's
that.
busy, but
I actually thought about that during the show of like just the entire School of Music, the alumni, and where they've gone internationally, like musical performers, like the professional level. It is insane. That comes through Hattiesburg.
Oh, and you have like professors like Marcus Machado, bass player, like just world class, absolutely world class, and a lot of people just they don't know. It's okay because they're probably it may not be your thing, but it's important to at least appreciate that the university, maybe it might not be your style, but they are putting out world class talent and really doing some cool stuff. Especially like also the jazz program at Southern.
Huge.
Larry Piniella.
Oh man,
it's just year after year, just an incredibly high standard. So definitely need to support them. I missed the show. I've been swamped, man.
It's all right, man.
I hate, and that's the other thing too of doing this, where we're getting invited to more things. I feel like, and I just can't make all of them.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
So I do feel bad, but it's just cool to know that it's here. I just like that it's in Hattiesburg because Hattiesburg is legit. But yeah, man, I think it's. Hey, how'd you do that?
I don't know.
Well, I'm excited because we have Gracie Nichols.
Yes, Gracie.
Of Garage Dog Studios.
Yes, she's the best.
Rob been bugging her about getting into that dangly earring game.
Yeah, Gracie's a good friend of mine. She's originally from Meridian, like myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, OGs from Meridian.
Man, there's a strong Meridian connection in the Berg. So I want to hear like how she got started with making jewelry.
Yeah.
What that is like. She was out front of Hattiesburg Last selling her wares. So I think it's time to get her on.
Let's bring her in.
After this, Gracie Nichols of Garage Dog Studio. Hey, what? How are you making those sounds? Gracie, you're hearing this too?
Yeah.
We can't both be tripping. I'm as impressed as I am concerned. Thank you, I think. Gracie Nichols, we have you here from Garage Dog Studio. Gracie, how are you today?
I'm doing well.
I'm excited to have you here.
I'm excited to be here.
Okay, so your main thing is you make jewelry, and I have made it no secret. I'm trying to get into the dangly earring game.
Here for it.
All right, how did you get into making jewelry? And take me. Yeah, I really want to hear how you got started, and then we'll talk about the dangly earring game later.
All right. Well, when I was a sophomore at State, I was in the art department studying painting, and I got kind of sick and didn't really know what was going on, and I took a semester off college to kind of figure things out, and I needed something creative to do, and Etsy was at the beginning of being Etsy. So I went on there and bought just a whole bunch of jewelry parts. And so it actually just started with sitting at home assembling little trinkets that I found. And then when I got back to school, I was in a lot of ceramics courses. So that kind of transitioned into ceramic pieces that I was doing as necklaces, which then turned into porcelain. And then when I moved to Austin, I'd still been playing around with some stuff, but I eventually got a job around the same time, both at a lumber mill and working for a jeweler in town. So I started an apprenticeship with the jeweler, and she eventually promoted me to production assistant. And so that's where I learned all of the ins and outs of ordering and gauge wire and how to basically cold connection assembly and how she ran her business. And at the same time, I was working at the lumber mill, and I just started picking up scraps that I found on the ground. And I've always loved jewelry. That was always my thing, always. You know, I was a T-shirt girl, but man, I always had, 1996, I had those like smiley face studs. Like it came in like the 3-pack where you had like the peace sign, the yin yang, and the smiley face. And and I'd like, I guess you can kind of see like I like the asymmetrical or the mismatch. I would mismatch them. So I guess that's where it all started.
Yeah.
But it was, I wanted to make pieces that were different, that weren't necessarily shiny, and they could be a showpiece, but not necessarily like diamonds or, gemstones, anything too big. I've really started seeing how beautiful and individual each scrap was of wood. The wood grain, the way the colors looked together, piecing it together, it just really made its own statement.
Yeah.
And I just loved the wearability of it. It's lightweight. You can, like I said, dress it up, dress it down. And when I left Austin and moved here, I actually started Garage Dog. And it was, in the beginning, a completely wood-based jewelry company. And then I started working with the brass, and the brass kind of started doing its own thing. And as it got a little more notoriety, I was able to kind of go back to woodworking, and now I kind of mix and match both, and who knows?
So what does cold connection mean? Because we talked a little bit earlier, like, when you're like forging things that are made of metal, I always think of like the poor iron people like at USM, like a huge cauldron. It's so much, you can only do it once a year.
Right.
Like what's cold connection? How's that different?
You don't use anything hot. It's all, so the woman that I studied under, she had a spot on South Congress, actually had a storefront on South Congress with a shop in it. And they wouldn't let her do anything, any sort of connections, anything with heat, just for safety purposes and it being downtown Austin. And so she had to completely reconfigure her line of jewelry. And so that's the way I was taught. It's all done by drilling holes and using jump rings or connecting with other pieces and parts. Just none of it is done with actual like welding,
right,
or soldering.
It sounds less dangerous.
It is until you bring in the woodworking part and the machines.
Right. Well, I mean, it's still danger, but less dangerous.
Less dangerous. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
like one is like you're basically throwing, on Mordor, dealing with lava.
Yeah.
And then one is, it's a little bit more manageable. Okay, so what role does being able to make your own jewelry play in like your life? Because I want to get to your business, but I think it's really cool that we all have control of like how we dress and stuff, but you can actually design jewelry. You can get real specific with your look. How does that impact your life and how you feel?
Well, when I pitch my jewelry, I actually use the term wearable art because each piece is going to be slightly different. Each piece, especially with the wood piece, like you can't necessarily make the same piece every time. Every piece is meant to be, think of it as like you're wearing sculpture. You are, every day you get to build something on top that like represents you. You can build things and layer things and create structure in a way that really is all the parts of art. Like, I mean, line, value, texture, all of it, it all mixed together. You just get this opportunity. You have that opportunity every day. And that's something that I really love. I really love that even if you just feel like wearing a tank top, you can build on top of that and make it something totally different. And, some with different tastes, different styles. I mean, it's just kind of endless and it's really exciting. It's really exciting. Everybody has their own style and taste, what they prefer to wear. Some people prefer more studs, things that are smaller, closer, to their face. Some people really love big dramatic pieces, and I'm really here for all of it.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, do you feel like it's cool to be able to, I would think socially, right? Like being able to like talk with your friends and kind of see what their different styles are. Like, does that influence your art?
Absolutely. I mean, there's so much music in town. I watch musicians. One person specifically like sticks out to me, and she plays violin and she wears my jewelry. And at first I really wasn't sure about her playing that instrument with my jewelry. In my head, it was going to get all caught up, and she's never seemed to have a problem. So, but it looks great. Like when I see her play and do her art, it really inspires me to what's next? What can I come up with next that's fitting? Or what are these shapes doing that might inspire a totally different shape that I want to start working with? And, it's about when you're watching how other people choose to wear what you make, it really gives you so much that you can work on, like work towards, work on, expand. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of the best.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Who's this musician that you're...
Katrina
Miller, friend of the show.
Absolutely.
We're big Katrina guys. She's amazing. Lady. Yeah.
There are several musicians around that I see sporting my wares, and they are always Jack and Shelley. They are big supporters. I mean, it's really, if you see Jack Marshall around, he normally has a little lightning bolt in his hat. Like,
nice.
It's always very fun to see what people do with it, how they wear it, how they choose to do it, and when you have such a creative community and so many creative people, it really does. It opens the doors to, like I said, what's going to work better with what this person needs. Or people have even come to me and said, so I need something, but I need it to be a little bit smaller, or you know, whatever, you know, I mean, I love doing custom work.
Right. Well, which is what we're going to actually get to a little bit later. But you talk about a creative community. You had your store set up at the front of the Hippo for Hattiesburg Last. Right. That's I feel like a huge opportunity because so many people go to those shows, right?
Oh, yeah.
But what does it mean to kind of be part of, you know, you're not on stage, right? You're not playing music or anything, but you're still involved in this event that is so many different things at once. What does it mean to you to be a part of that community and basically feel that kind of support?
Oh man, you know, it really is. It's been such a wonderful, wonderful time. And I mean, just thing to be a part of, because when you start making jewelry, for me, one of the hardest parts was I really wanted to make something that was accessible and wearable for pretty much anyone, male, female, however, you know, however you dress or identify, or, you know, I did not want it to be so focused on, you know, how most jewelry is marketed. And being a part of Hattiesburg Last, I mean, that just kicks the door, you know, off the hinges. I mean, like, every bit of what they do is to be all inclusive, to make sure specifically for them women, but really all people feel empowered and sexy and themselves at their core. Mm-hmm. And when Abby approached me about working with them, it really, I mean, it's what I wanted to do. One of the first things I did when I first moved here was I was taken to a Hattiesburg Last show. And I remember sitting there thinking, man, these are the women I want to work with. And I thought of it then, and it took 6 years. But then I finally, in the fall, got my first go at it. And watching them on stage, getting to hear Abby promote my work in the middle of the show, I mean, it really felt like this is where I want to be. It's not just like this is where I landed. It's like this is what I want to be a part of. I want to support them just as much as they support me. And it really is all you could want as a designer, to watch these women on stage just owning who they are in your wares. I mean, and then to have them come up afterwards and, you know, buy more, which, I mean, you don't, you know, I mean, that's not the biggest part of it, but it's so complimentary. It's highly complimentary. Right.
Well, and it's one of those things too where you get to it adds to the success of your business, but there's so much more of an emotional component attached to it, which is how that whole thing goes, really. Like, you know, it's people working, but it's still, you know, it's not like a 9-to-5 or a corporate gig, you know. It's why I clean houses. It's why I clean houses is so that I can really keep myself open to my artwork, and I don't get bogged down with a bunch of what happens when you work in that sort of environment and you take it home. I don't want to take it home. When I come home from work, I want it to be full-on creative. And when you do something like clean houses, you still get the satisfaction of what finishing a piece of jewelry does. You go in, you do the work, you finish, you see the completed product, and you go home. And it's very much that same sensation of just, you know, you've completed the task. But it, you know, being a part of what I've been able to be a part of, it really has shown me that I might have cleaned, you know, 1 million toilets in this town, but I'm getting to where I'm really happy being with my art, and I'm getting to be a part of what I wanted to be a part of, what I truly tried to set out to be a part of. Well, and you're truly on your grind, right? And I think that's really smart, finding work where, you know, it's not going to take away from you emotionally. You know, right. Because for art, people don't realize, like, you have to be into it. You know, yes. You have to, you got to do it on a schedule sometimes, but you have to be into it, or it doesn't come across the way that it deserves to, right? It's all about discipline. Absolutely. It's hard. It's really, really hard to make that happen. I mean, sometimes, you know, you're exhausted, you're wiped out after a day, but
then you get started going on your thing and you hit your flow and it's not work at all.
Yeah. Now with Hattiesburg Last, very it's very encouraging, right?
Yes.
It's about empowerment. What is it like to be a woman business owner, a female business owner? Like, does that matter? Does it matter that that's the case?
I mean, I think for me it does, as a woman, being one. It is something that when I worked at the lumber mill, I was the only female. And it was such a transition, and, it was something to really get used to. It was fun, but there were things that really tested me. And you really feel that when you're surrounded by men that have never had that test of being viewed as smaller in the workplace. And it did. I had to learn. When I went into working there, I didn't want to seem weak at all. I didn't want to seem like I was scared or nervous, and I was all those things. But it really showed me, this is your test. This is your big test. And it was there were parts of it, like I said, were really trying, but it really showed me who I wanted to be as a business owner. I really wanted to do something that, was different and did test those boundaries of what a woman does. What do women do? Because, I've had people question me at several markets. Are you making this? Are you really doing this woodworking? One time even my dad was there, and he was real quiet for a while this lady really pushed me. And finally, he even stuck his nose in and was like, I'm her dad, and she does all this her own, and she still walked away with a little side comment, not believing me. And it's really hard when people question your abilities. Why do you, are you sure you can handle that power tool? Are you sure you can, just question what you do? It's hard. It's really hard because when you're doing it, you don't think about being questioned. And I think that so many women get bogged down in questioning themselves. Can I do this? What is expected? And I think all of that is really changing. I think all of it is changing so much, but we are still on our path there. And I think it takes these really, these women that are really putting themselves out there and being vocal about empowering other women. And that doesn't mean you don't empower men. It means that you empower everyone equally. And that's really what it is knowing that no one feels small. No one feels counted out.
Right. Yeah, that's huge. Do you think about the younger generation too? Like what you would maybe not say to them, but like how you'd want them to see you moving forward?
Absolutely. It's been really flattering. A couple of moms have approached me saying like my daughter is really crafty and she's she loves I have a pair of earrings and she loves them. Would you be willing to show her some things, show her what you do? And absolutely. I would love that. And it that's a really amazing opportunity. And it's not just younger girls, it's boys too. If you have an interest, especially one in the arts where that's not being, tended, I'm trying to think of the best way to say it. It's the schools don't always give the best opportunity for art. And if you can find anyone that can be a guide, for you, for your kid, for anyone, ask. The worst they can say is no. And most likely they're not going to say no because most people in the arts community want the arts to thrive. And the best way to do that is to keep kids interested, to keep kids learning, to keep kids knowing that it doesn't matter their gender, it doesn't matter if they're bullied, and honestly, especially if they're bullied. I was a very bullied kid, and I was a little tomboy that was picked on a lot because I didn't want to do the girly things, and I felt constantly like I didn't fit. And that was actually okay. It was better that way. I had no business fitting in. And it really, because you're never going to fit in. None of us are, what is fitting in? Where none of us are ever going to fit in.
I gave up a long time ago.
So you might as well learn young that bullies are going to exist always. And, of course, it's going to get you a little here and there. But on the whole, knowing who you are and knowing what you like and not having to categorize it as what a woman should do or what a man should do, it's really about the journey of figuring out what you love to do.
There you go. That's it right there. What do you love to do? Doesn't matter who you are. You need to be doing that at least a little bit.
Yeah,
you don't have to make it your career.
You don't have to make it your career at all. It can be a hobby. It can be just, would I like to do this? And then you go do it, and maybe you don't like it, and that's okay too.
Right.
But you might find a part of something in doing that you would have never thought of. Everything has, potential for growth and finding your niche.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Well, you've definitely found your niche. And what I want to get to now are these earrings, right? So
yes.
If people see these lightning bolts around, can I grab this?
Yeah.
If anyone sees these lightning bolts around, this is who made them. Gracie made these, right? So you've seen a lot of, there's actually some at the local style art gallery and salon right by T-Bones available. And then you have the art market, right? So we want people to stay tuned with the HCAC, Hattiesburg Community Art Center.
Always.
That's where we are. You're one of our art center neighbors. But what I want to do is I really just want to try these on because you made these custom. So you talked about, I felt bad earlier, I don't mind changing the sizes up. I'm going, you're talking about me because
I'm actually talking about several people. Okay. You're not alone, but I will say I have never made a pair that's that small.
Right. Well,
but I'm so excited about you opening, you being open to trying something new and asking me to do it.
Well, I'm all about local, and these are conflict-free, right?
Oh, completely.
Okay, all right, okay, because I don't know. Jamie, don't laugh at me, bro. Jamie's like, shut up.
Conflict-free.
I mean, as much as I can be.
I might have cussed a little bit while I made them, but it was internal conflict. Yeah, so it's cool that you do this. And the reason I wanted the smaller ones is because I know, especially the college crowd, if you see these, you can get these this small size, right? And then you also have really big ones.
Oh yes,
huge ones.
Yeah, I call them the extra.
The extra.
Yes. Miss Pammy Blanchard down at Southbound was the first person. She came up to me and she was like, I want something that is super extra. Look at you go. You ready?
I'm in the dangly earring game. That's been one of the longest, other than everyone knows it. And actually, I think that's, this is the longest running gag we've had on the show, that I was going to get in the dangly earring game.
Yeah.
And you finally made it happen.
Dude,
so
that's what I'm here for.
Oh
look at that. You're already you
Jitterbug.
carry yourself different.
Jitterbug.
Yeah, I was waiting for all the George Michael references.
Yeah. Wham. I prefer Wham.
Okay.
I like a duo like us, man.
You're right. You're right. Wham.
You need to get the shirts.
Yeah. There's a Wham music video cover that we're gonna do Wake Me Up.
Let's go.
Shot for shot. Jamie's the king of what we need to do? We need to do a shot for shot remake of this video. I don't want to tease any of them, but he's a genius.
Should I say it? Okay, no.
No. We'll just release it. But
okay.
Well, Gracie, thanks so much for sitting down with us. This was really great.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited. Look at you go.
Look at you go. You got it going on, and you know what? Hattiesburg needs to know about it.
Well, thank you.
Jewelry is art. Okay, y'all hear that? Jewelry's art. So people can reach you at what's your Instagram, right?
Garage Dog Studios.
And that link is in the description below. Any additional links we'll put in there. So if anybody wants to order from you, they can just look down there. Order from Gracie. It's not just jewelry; it's art.
It is
so
all
cool.
handmade, all just. I mean,
All
made with
local.
love and care.
Local, women-owned business. I mean, come on. All right, Jamie, can you play us out?
Sure.
Are you gonna use like the jacket sounds?
Garage Dog Studios.
Yeah, this is the last time we don't set up the board.
Banter the show. After the show. Banter.
Bro, you're gonna get in stomp after this. So good.